ساتوی پسروینو داد شهیدانو کور داد باتورانو کور داد باتورانو کور داد باتورانو کور داد باتورانو کور ساتوی پسروینو داد شهیدانو کور داد
Hello and welcome. You're watching English News Bulletin on RTA News with me, Suleiman Talash. We begin with the Ministry of Refugees and Repatriation signed 4 cooperation agreements with several organizations worth nearly $967,000. According to the agreements, the funds will be spent on cash assistance distribution, support services, and children's education, resolving legal cases and raising awareness, distributing health packages, public awareness campaigns, clean water projects, and other services for returnees and displaced families. On the other hand, the Ministry of Economy says the Islamic Emirate is committed to making Afghanistan economically self-sufficient. The Deputy Minister welcomed the World Bank's latest report and emphasized efforts to boost jobs, implement major projects, and expand regional and international economic ties. Here is the rest of the story.
The World Bank says economic growth prospects are improving in Afghanistan, Pakistan, and broader Middle East and North Africa, with regional GDP expected to rise 2.8% in 2025 and 3.3% in 2026. The Ministry of Economy welcomed the report highlighting Afghanistan's major projects aimed at achieving economic self-sufficiency.
The Islamic Emirate is determined to lead Afghanistan toward economic independence. In this regard, major economic projects, employment initiatives, support for both large and small enterprises, expansion of trade with neighboring and regional countries, and the attraction of investment are all part of our national agenda. Through these means, we aim to achieve economic growth and development.
Economic affairs analysts believe that despite challenges, Afghanistan has successfully implemented major economic projects and boosted productivity over the past 4 years.
Over the past 4 years, the Islamic Emirate has achieved several accomplishments, including the 90% completion of the Pashto Canal project, regional economic integration, and the signing of multiple agreements with Central and South Asian countries. Additionally, the economic delegation's visit to Gulf region can also be considered achievements. Although the quantitative expansion of domestic production and market management has been modest, the previous level has been maintained, an achievement in itself.
The World Bank's report also warns that regional countries, including Afghanistan, can achieve economic stability only by creating more jobs and fully utilizing their workforce.
Meanwhile, the spokesman for the Ministry of Mines and Petroleum says that several contracts for the extraction of solid and liquid minerals in the country have been signed with domestic and foreign companies. He added that the Islamic Emirate is working to expand economic cooperation and maintain positive relations with various countries.
قانون پټرولیم وزارت په هیواد کې د جامد او مایع قانونو
The Ministry of Mines and Petroleum has signed exploration and extraction contracts for solid and liquid mineral resources in the country with both domestic and international companies. Among these is a contract for the gas-rich Tuti Maidan area signed with an Uzbek company that includes an Afghan partner. There is hope that following exploration, the gas from Tuti Maidan will be successfully extracted and meet a significant portion of Afghanistan's domestic energy needs. The Islamic Emirate is committed to establishing positive economic relations with other countries and creating opportunities to attract investment within Afghanistan.
Afghanistan's ambassador to Malaysia, Naqibullah Mahdi, held a coordination meeting with Afghan businessmen in that country. The Afghan embassy in Malaysia said that meeting discussed recent trade interactions with the host country and reviewed the challenges faced by Afghan traders. Meanwhile, the businessman described the meeting as crucial for resolving their issues and fostering economic ties between Afghanistan and Malaysia. On the other hand, the Minister of Industry and Commerce met with Kazakh officials to discuss economic cooperation. the railway project and boosting exports while emphasizing stronger bilateral ties. More details in this report.
The Minister of Industry and Commerce, Nuruddin Azizi, met the Kazakhstan's Deputy Minister of Transport and Industry to discuss expanding economic ties, facilitating exports, and organizing joint trade exhibitions.
The two sides held discussions and exchanged views on boosting economic and trade growth, aiming to increase bilateral trade volume to $3 billion. They also discussed the Afghan Trans Railway project, enhancing facilities for the transit of Afghan and Kazakh export goods through each other territories, and organizing a Kazakhstan-Afghanistan trade exhibition.
Economic experts state that Kazakhstan's strategic location in the region position it to play a key role in advancing infrastructure projects and boosting trade between Afghanistan and Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan as a country with ongoing political and economic engagements with Afghanistan can play a key and essential role in improving trade relations. Meetings and visits at the level of ministers, ambassadors and similar officials are naturally helpful under the current circumstances in strengthening these ties, ultimately supporting Afghanistan's economic and commercial sectors.
The Ministry of Industry and Commerce added that, alongside easing transportation and trade barriers, both countries agreed to share progress reports on the implementation of their assigned roadmap.
The High Council of the Afghanistan Bank convened under the chairmanship of the bank's director, Nur Ahmad Agha. During the meeting, the director of the bank highlighted progress in monetary policy, banking sector stability, Islamic banking expansion, and improved public access to financial services. He noted significant recent improvements in banks' assets management and liquidity. Sectoral directorates also presented their 6-month performances reports for 1403. Mullah Nuruddin Turabi, Director General of the National Disaster Management Authority, signed a cooperation agreement worth over $290,000 with the Executive Director of the Aga Khan Development Network. According to the authority, under this agreement, food aid will be distributed over 3 months to more than 4,000 needy families in several districts of Badakhshan province. The leadership of the Afghanistan Electricity Company met with a Turkmen delegation to discuss major electricity projects. The company's chief operating officer praised Turkmenistan's cooperation. During the meeting, both sides discussed the top project, the 220 kilowatt transmission line to Herat's Nurul Jihad substation, and power supply projects for electricity deprived and remote areas. Local officials in Kunar province say that the construction of 50 houses for recent earthquake victims has begun in the province for 35.9 million Afghanis, funded by the Islamic Emirate. Deputy Governor Maulavi Abdullah Haqqani says that initial aid has already been delivered to the earthquake-affected families, and now the construction of shelters for them is also underway. The Ministry of Public Works has begun construction of a bridge worth over 16 million Afghanis in Paktia province. According to the ministry, the 24-meter-long bridge will ease residents' transportation difficulties once completed. Over 300 personnel of the Ministry of Interior's police graduated from military and ideological training at the Police Training Center in Helmand province. Interior Ministry stated that during the ceremony, officials urged the graduates to prioritize obeying the orders of the Islamic Emirate leadership, respecting national values, and serving the people in the performance of their duties. And the final one reads that officials from the Department of Propagation of Virtue, Prevention of Vice and Hearing Complaints in Uruzgan province prevented a young girl from being forced into an unlawful marriage with a 70-year-old man for money against her will. It's worth mentioning that the girl's father is dumb and has mental health issues. That's all for now. Stay with us to stay updated. Thank you for watching.
شهیدانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور ساتو یې پسرو وینو دا د شهیدانو کور دا د باتورانو کور